Alrighty, so I'm making this video to kind of pay homage to my older brother John. It's his birthday today, and if it wasn't for him, I would not be able to play the way that I do. There wouldn't be an Aaron Barber without John Barber first. He is the oldest child of the three of us, Barber boys. All of us play an instrument, but it all stems from him. He is a drummer, he is a keyboard player, he is a guitar player, he is a singer, he does everything. Jack of all trades. His specialty, though, is definitely drums. And his biggest influences, Neil Peart, Phil Collins from Genesis, and he's got Buddy Rich, their jazz drummer there, that John really looked up to for a good while. There's so much more. He'd probably be able to tell you a bit more about that than me. But I kind of wanted to show you some of the tricks that I picked up from John. And one of the earliest things I remember him playing was this. I bet he remembers this too. This little C minor doodle, which is actually a really good exercise. Check this out. Put the pedal on. He did show me how to play that. I think he eventually showed me. I asked him how to play that, and he showed me. He had, see, I was a gamer before I was a piano player. And one day, I was playing Halo. I was obsessed with Halo. Halo 2, I think. He comes into my room and he says, "Aaron, my bass player just quit. Either quit or moved away." And he says, "I need a bass player tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, well, okay. What does that have to do with me?" He's like, "I've taped the note names to the keys on the keyboard. You are going to be our bass player tomorrow. We have a show. I need you to learn this part. These several parts. And I can show you, as a matter of fact, what those parts are." And he proceeds to just sit with me and play these notes, and I believe it went like this. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. And the other notes sounded like this. There it is. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Something like that. And then the bass note ascends up these chords. Already forgotten how to play that part. The other one went... How did it? Oh, yeah, hold up. The hardest one. This was the hardest one back in the day. And here's why. Asking a beginner to do that. Even after 12 years, I can't do it with my left hand. So I would do it with my right hand, and I'd be standing on this side of the keyboard. That's it. Just gotta remember the correct fingering and you'll be alright. Whoop. And I just messed it up. There was one more John taught me. Oh no, there were a few more actually. How does this one go? I know it was A minor. Yeah. Thank God I only had to do bass. That was hard back in the day. I didn't have to do two hands, I'm just doing one part. I had to learn it in a day, but John was able to show me and able to help me remember it in a way that it worked. And I messed up so bad at that sound. They did a sound check before we did the show, and this was our last chance to practice. And I'm so glad that I messed up during the sound check and not during the real thing. I'm sure I goofed up somewhere in the real thing, but what was this? It was the first song that I showed you. Counting and playing on key was so different back then. Whew. Asking a beginner to do that, man, he was crazy. But he's a crazy musician, and all of the musicians that I played with back then were crazy good. He had some music theory paper that was lying around, and I think he didn't mean to leave it lying around. I'm sure he intended to keep it in his backpack or something, but I guess they'd been lying around because he was studying it. Well, I stole them. And I studied and studied and studied and studied, and 6 months later was able to come up with a little doodle like this. It's very similar to what he showed me the whole. And I had no idea how similar they are until thinking about it later. Getting tangled up in these cables, man. Well, if it hadn't been for his little, I wouldn't be able to play anything that I play now. And happy birthday, John. You've done a lot for me. You've shown me a lot of stuff, and man, I owe my whole music career to you, bro. Love you, man. Happy birthday. Thanks for showing me all you did. Let's cook up. Let's just cook up. Let's make something for him on his birthday. Get some John Barber chords going. sound like Scarface. That's what he does. That is John's style. This also would not be a John Barber style loop without a synth solo, because he is big on showing off. John loves to show off. But what would he show off on? What would his sound be? I think we're good there. But yeah, one of the things John taught me was that. Yeah, he also showed me the scale run, which, if you want to know the proper fingering for it, it is on. You start on C. This is for C minor. 1, 2, 3. Bring your thumb under that E flat. Bring your thumb to the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring your thumb under that ring finger on that B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and the pattern is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then eventually, when you want to stop, you go 5. Your pinky. 5, 4, 3. Yeah. And then it's backwards. I think the other time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3 on that E flat. 2, 1. Ring finger, and let your fingers fall where they will. At that point, let your left hand take over. But anyway, yeah, I owe that stuff to him. 'Tis his birthday. Stop in and wish him some love. He is John of the Snares on Instagram. Yeah, he's a fantastic musician, and I really think he should be doing a lot of what I'm doing as far as the creating loops goes, because he's a monster. Alrighty. Happy birthday, bro. Y'all have a good one.